So, hey guys, we're back again, trying to tear down another product. This week we selected Render and its monetization flows. We believe Render is an amazing product. Like, I use it for my side projects. I don't know about you, Barron. Do you?
I have not used it as much as you. So truthfully, like I think it's a great product from everything I've seen use case wise for it. But you're definitely more the expert with this one, and so I'm excited to kind of go through this one and see the experience that you were looking at, and then just talk about it a bit as we go.
Yeah, I mean,
Yeah.
I think the product from a just a usability perspective is amazing. I have two of my side projects launched on it. One is the stock tracker app that I started, and then the eBay reselling agent that I built as well is now hosted on Render. There's actually interest from people now to use the eBay reselling
I was going
agent.
to say you should talk a little bit of your eBay resale product is quite a cool idea.
Yeah, so honestly, these are all my pain points. I'm not even thinking of monetizing them. I've gone through many sizes, and so there's a lot of clothes. And I worked in fashion, like I was starting a fashion business in New York, so tons of clothes and accessories, and that are just sitting around. I can't wear them. Uh, Believe it or not, I have 100 pairs of shoes. I'm not kidding, and I don't wear them here because the pencil heels you can't wear in Silicon Valley. They're just too hard. So I've been selling on eBay and it's a pain in the butt, right? Like you
Total
have to
pain.
take images and you have to write the description. And sometimes I take photographs and then I forget the size because I have multiple sizes. And then I forget like where it was made and what brand it was. And it's like going back and forth and it was a nightmare. And I was like, you know what? We have Cloud Vision now. We have like Gemini. It should be able to do this thing better. So I just tested building an agent like through CLI and just did it through CLI completely. The interactions were also in CLI. I didn't even build a your user experience, and I saw the vision was actually doing a great job of like classifying the products.
That's awesome.
Like no RL, nothing, and Cloud Vision. I didn't even use Gemini.
The warning to everyone here is that eventually we are going to do the breakdown of Rana's eBay upload product.
We should at some point. We should.
Yes, exactly.
We should.
If we're going to criticize
be...
others, we're going to criticize ourselves as well. That's part of it.
Absolutely. I mean, it has multiple steps.
Exactly.
Which I think, in my opinion, could be like fewer steps. In my opinion, there's one step where I am asking people to group images because you have multiple images of the same product. I bet there's a vision LLM out there that can group products as well. I've done some research and I couldn't find a proper one. Cloud Vision didn't do a great job, so I just decided to like manually group them. But I'd love to actually automate that part because then that makes life easy. You just like point to your image gallery, like, and you're done. Sucks up all the images. It categorizes it first, like categorizes, groups them, and then classifies them, creates the listing, and then you connect to your eBay API. You're done.
So why was Render the best product to help you build it?
Well, when you build locally, right, it's easy, right? Your code base is on local machine, and you're testing on local host. And I shared the thing on Substack. This is what I do. I build it on local, and then I share it on Substack and see if people actually want it.
That's awesome.
And I share it with my friends, like my best friends, like the ones I go out to dinners and stuff like that. I have 4 sets of friends. They're all like parents of kids of my son. It's what happens when you have kids. You become friends with, whatever your
of course
cohort of kids' parents. And so I just shared it with them, and they were all like, I want to try it. And I was like, you can't try it on my local host, and I don't want to use your images and do all that work. So I'm going to actually push it live. So for pushing it live, you need to host it somewhere, right? GitHub is great to push and pull and do all that jazz, and create like your branches and stuff like that. But you have to host it somewhere. So, right. And I looked at Railway and I looked at Render and I looked at a few other options. For one of my clients, we were using Render. So I was like, okay, if it's working for my client, it should be working for me. And it was a free option too. They had a free option. And I was like, you know what? Free gets me going. I don't have to pay for this.
Yeah.
So I signed up and pushed it live, and then learned that actually it works well if without the database, which means um, the memory, right? Like keeping data while you deploy back and forth. It was erasing all the data every time I deployed it.
Yeah.
I'm like, that's not good.
So essentially, restarting the app at like level 0 every single time and losing all of the stored memory. Absolutely.
Right. So you want persistent data storage. So then I said, okay, then we have to get a database. So Postgres is what I use for both of them. And then push it live, right? Push it live, meaning a URL. It doesn't have to be domain. It can be a URL, like whatever name it is. And I just pushed it live, eBay app. And then just testing out the persistent data right now to make sure that it's not losing data back and forth. Cool. So that's the reason render, that's what render does well. And it does a lot of other things, but that's the reason I'm using it right now to host the app and then also host the persistent database. And then to like just create a URL that I can share with people.
Awesome.
So what attracted me to render was the free tier, right? And I assumed everything is free, even Postgres is free, right?
they're all just offered. Yeah, exactly.
They give you everything. They're like, go for it, right?
Yeah.
But it did say there was a banner on top of the. Actually, I'll show it to you. Let me pull it up. See, resale agent. Yeah, here. This is great. Actually, let me share my screen. So I've hosted my resale agent, and you can see this is my database. I'm just calling it something resale agent. It's a Postgres database. But they're basically giving you a free trial for a month, and after that, you have to pay. All right. Now, this payment flow was kind of weird. So if you go here, upgrade to paid, it asks you to pick one of the tiers, which is great, right? Like I went with the cheapest tier.
Right.
But when I didn't have payment stored, right? What it did, right now I have payment stored, so you won't see that problem. It basically just gave me an error code here saying you don't have payment. It didn't send me straight to the payment flow saying, hey, you've picked a basic tier and you are saying next. Right now it says save changes because I have a payment method already on file. When I clicked here, it just basically like stopped saying, hey, you don't have payment method, error code. That's it. Didn't send me right to the add payment method flow.
The fascinating part to me also is if you scroll back up, so just like looking at this as a payment flow.
Yeah.
They have the free tier, and then it's very clearly telling you on the previous screen, like, in order to keep using render well, you need to actually upgrade to a paid plan.
Yeah.
And I find it fascinating that, so here it's like, database will be deleted unless you pay to upgrade. Then you come to the next screen.
Yeah.
And rather than auto-selecting you into a paid instance, and by the way, like, let's not even get into the copy choice of paid instance, because I don't even know what that means.
Like here, when I click here, it's again putting me on free instead of
exactly. It's fascinating that they don't just like basic good old school pricing behavioral economics tells us that what you would have probably wanted to do here was put them onto one of the 3 plans that's the most likely for them to pick. And the other thing that's fascinating, and my friend
look at this. I have to scroll to see all versions. Like, just make them side by side, guys.
Absolutely, make them side by side. Don't make it so you have to pop everyone out. And then also, like, I don't even know. I mean, sorry, I'm gonna say something.
No, keep going. Keep going.
No, this is very much like the classic this is a good example, I would say, of where vibe coding sort of still needs someone to actually think about design and the human, right? I feel like this is feels like very engineering led, and that's probably why. No. And in a way where it's like the product is really, really good at what it does from an engineering perspective.
Yep.
But when it comes to an upsell and a marketing and a go-to-market perspective, it's missing that like TLC around, hey, like, why am I not telling you best value for your plan? Why am I not trying to drive you to a plan based on the usage I've seen that's going to be the most likely to help you out type of thing? And instead, it's just the most basic, like, here's 4 options. We hope that you pick one.
Yep.
And it's not even obvious like which one I should pick, right? You're not even, it doesn't even help me figure that out. And I find
By
that
the
just
way,
fascinating.
Just so you know, this is just the database amount. So
Right.
I'll tell you, this is interesting. So I didn't realize this at all, and it was like really confusing to me. So if you pick basic, there's a few options, and I still don't understand the difference between basic and pro. And I'll call myself dumb here, but that's fine. All right. So
I don't understand them either. So you're not. We're both in this boat together because perfect for production use cases at any scale. What?
Yeah.
I don't know what that means. Like,
So
I'm not sure. Yeah.
I've added. Let's say I chose this thing. Okay, fine. Now I have the payment on file already. So save changes. Really?
Right. It should be check out or
Check out, pay
check
for
out,
it,
subscribe, etc. Yes, absolutely.
Pay for it, right? Like it doesn't make any sense. Save changes. Like, am I like making a pull request here?
But they did a really good job, sorry to be pedantic, go back down, of making it very clear that your database wouldn't be updated for, well, to be unavailable for, it's funny, it's like they made the primary thing that your eye gets drawn to, that the database will be unavailable, rather than drawing you to hit the checkout button and move forward. And they also comically have the checkout button, what you already said, it's save changes. It's also just buried at the very bottom of this page, right? And it's and it reminds, you know what it reminds me of is, and I only know this because I've been mucking around with Gmail settings the last few days.
Yeah.
You know when you change a Gmail setting and then you forget to scroll all the way down and hit save?
Oh, I know. Oh,
that's what this is.
Yes, that's exactly
so it'd be really easy for someone to want to upgrade, click on upgrade, and then totally think they did it, and then they come back and they're like, why am I still on the free tier?
Oh, totally. I mean, to be honest, like I would make this a sticky, like
exactly
this part. Like this part, just make it a sticky, and the rest should be scrollable. This way, you're not forgetting that this thing has to be clicked. And like, I understand the black color being their whatever thing, right? But just pay attention to these words, guys. The save changes doesn't make any sense to me. I'm paying for something. Say like checkout or something, you know?
Yeah, check out and make it easy, you know. Align this CTA with the part up the screen, so I know that, hey, when I added this, I still, you know, it seems like if I click a box here, I'm not really sure what I'm supposed to do next, and it's not obvious. You got to scroll all the way down, and then you can save it, type thing.
So, and then, so see this, it says it's a whole number. It has to be a whole number. I get that. That's a good experience. That's a good number. That's a good thing.
But so I guess my only other question, they have storage here, and that's different from the storage you're buying in the plan, correct?
Yeah, this is the database storage.
Because that's the database storage, and it's the RAM storage above, right?
Yeah, yeah.
That's another one where, again,
look here. It allows you to update numbers here, but actually you don't get anything more than like one CPU, I guess, 1 gigabyte of CPU, because if I put 2, it's not allowing me.
Yeah.
For any multiples of 5, I see. So I have to say 5. I see. Okay.
Oh, so it can be 1 or 5 or 10.
So then why didn't they just have like a drop down here?
Yeah, then it just be a drop down, 100%. Because these are very confusing instructions with lots of error, with lots of tooltips. Yeah.
Okay, so this is one part, right? And then
absolutely.
let me pull up their main website, render.com. I'm sorry. I hope that they don't hate me for doing this, but this is
you're
fascinating.
I mean, I think the point is you're a happy customer, and the intent is like, hey, here's things that you've experienced going through it that, you know, would make it a better experience for other people to use. So
now there's another on the pricing page, you have these 4 tiers, which have nothing to do with the tiers that we looked at, which I wasn't very aware of. And so if you keep going down, I didn't understand what the difference between this pricing was as opposed to this pricing, compute pricing.
Yeah.
Okay. And then on top of that, so you have the compute pricing, keep going, then you have this thing that compares all these like different tiers. And I have no clue what's going on here, honestly. So it says persistent disks. Is that the Postgres database? So if you go upgrade yourself to Pro, are you saying that Postgres database is free?
Right.
It says it almost
It's
sounds
checked,
like
but
that.
then it also has expandable storage at the same time. Yeah.
Yeah, but guess what? That's not how it works.
No, that's not good.
It actually makes you pay for each Postgres database.
Got it. Okay.
So it was really strange.
It's really strange. And I mean, I think the point that I think is important for more for you than for me to make, but for both of us to make is it's not as if the two people who are going through this experience are people who have not worked in tech ever. Like, I think between the two of us, there's probably 40 to 50 years of combined experience.
Unfortunately, yes.
Unfortunately. And so, one criticism of this criticism could be, well, yeah, but you guys aren't engineers. Maybe you don't understand the terminology. And I think the important point to make here is we do. And it's still confusing to kind of figure out, like, what am I actually paying for? What's the basket I need to create within Render that's going to enable me to build the product that I'm attempting to build? And I think that's more the point than anything. It's not that we're not trying to, we're not trying to say like it's a bad product. It's actually a great product. The issue is it's one of these products where what I like to describe it is people are literally crawling over broken glass to use the thing.
I know.
Yeah.
Right? And you're leaving money on the table, basically, right?
Exactly.
I had to scratch my head so many times to understand what is going on. Did I pay for this or not? Like,
right.
Now it's asking me to pay for another database. And I actually went to their, support. And by the way, they don't have a support email. It's all in a chat format. And I sent a message saying, hey, why is it that you're making me pay for a database when it says it's already included in this Pro? By the way, what Pro does is it gives you more people to collaborate with. So I'm collaborating with my son right now. So I upgraded to Pro from Hobby. Great. Now I was able to invite him, which is great. But beyond that, I didn't pay for any extra, compute pricing because I don't need it. But this Postgres thing is still like not clear to me as to why it says it's included, yet I'm having to pay $6-7 a month. You know what I mean?
Yep. Makes total sense.
So that's another one. And then, I mean, honestly speaking, this is kind of really difficult to figure out what is going on. Like, there's so much here.
Yeah.
You always need a co-pilot on the side to just ask questions.
I was going to say, like, it's almost, that was literally what I was about to say, is you almost always need to have some sort of chatbot that can help you explain what's the best plan for you, because the eye chart is so difficult to translate properly.
Yeah. Too much information here.
Yeah.
And then I was looking to say, well, because I'm going to stay on this for a while, because if I'm putting up an app and I'm going to send it to users and I'm going to get them to use it, I'm probably going to be on it at least for 6 months, maybe a year, right? Minimum. So I was looking for a yearly plan to see if I can save some money, because that's generally the concept. You make a commitment for a year, you get like a 10, 20, 15% off or something like that. Guess what? There's no yearly plan.
There's no yearly plan. It's okay.
I was like, I understand on the compute side, like I understand that part on the compute side, but wouldn't you want that on just the workspace side?
Well, and also it's a better lock-in, because if you can get people, my only thought is that given the way agentic pricing is going, because they maybe can't predict what costs will be in a year, that might be part of the issue. I don't know. I'm just trying to come up with theories for why they're not offering annual pricing, because having done quite a lot of subscription stuff in my past, annual, yes, you usually give a discount to the monthly price, but you do that because you lock in, you lock in the customer for a year and you're willing to make that discount. I'm wondering if the only logic for that here might be just that, given people are unclear on how much all the LLM costs are going to be, that it means it's harder for them to do it. But to your point, if they know the cost structure and they can project it a year in advance, they could probably get higher ROI by offering an annual plan. Absolutely.
So, by the way, this high level plan, the 0.25 $4.99, is basically.
Is that just a flat plan? Then the compute's extra?
yeah, so this is a
Oh,
flat plan that allows you at hobby, you're basically not working with anyone else. You're working on your own, right? There's nobody else that is working with you. But in this pro account, you actually can invite others and like collaborate with them. That was the biggest thing that I value that I found with pro, right? But that information is not very clear here. That's not even
yeah.
shared here. Um, but even if, let's say, you don't want the compute part to be analyzed, completely understand because the compute costs are going up and whatnot. The pro plan itself is worth having a yearly subscription
Totally.
on.
And now that I'm
You
looking
know,
more at the benefits, it's very straightforward, and it has a data limit, it has a cap. It all actually would make a ton of sense to have that limited. Absolutely.
but I have a bone to pick on this one.
Yeah.
I'll just say this. All good. Let's say, why even gate the number of collaborators? To me, that feels like something that you should not limit. I think you should limit features, access, and things like that, because when you start to go in that direction, you're basically lowering your virality, don't you think?
So I'll say this, as a customer, I agree. And then on the flip side, when I've built these products before,
Yeah.
the challenge I think oftentimes when you're building these is just that seats become one of those natural limiting factors over time. What I do wonder though is, with the advent of, there's so many other things that you can cap on within this particular kind of product that, to me, the way I've always looked at it is, if I don't have something else natural, oftentimes I think that's when you start to think about seats being the thing that you limit. In
Yeah.
this case, where you've got a database and you've got things that they can access and you've got different levels of tooling, I think I agree with you, only from the perspective of you've already built a lot of structural limitations into place with this product. And even at this pro level, like, yeah, you could add 100 collaborators, but realistically, it's not a big enough package where that would even make sense to you over time.
So they do have unlimited on pro, but I'm saying even at hobby level, why are
even at hobby
you
level? Okay,
lowering the number of users? Because you are limiting a lot of things. And when I hit the bandwidth, right?
Yeah,
Which
then
means
it's
I'm
done.
growing, right?
Exactly.
Then I will be pushed into the pro tier anyway.
Right.
The other way I'm thinking about it is like keep the collaborators free, right? Like keep the collaboration part free, which increases your virality, the chances of you becoming viral. But guard the admin side, meaning don't allow multiple admins at the hobby level, because it doesn't make any sense. Like if you are going to have multiple admins on on any project that you're working on, you're probably at a pro level. You probably can afford to pay more.
Right.
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 So there's those nuances that they can play around with as well, which can bring more eyeballs to them. I mean, I'll be honest with you. Like, I never dreamt that I would be building software now. I'll actually stop sharing unless we want to look at it.
No, you can stop sharing. I was only going to make one other comment on it, but you don't have to pull it back up, which is one other quick thought I do wonder with the reason they have the world's longest compare chart is I wonder if, just a theory, I wonder if they're leveraging that long compare chart for AEO and SEO purposes. To me, when I was going through that compare chart and you were scrolling through it, I'm imagining that they've set it up for crawling really well, such that whenever you ask a question like what's the best database for X, Y, and Z, it will grab, render will give you this many gigabytes for free, and these are the things that it supports. So that was my only theory there, but it doesn't mean that it's user friendly. It just means that they're optimizing for something else.
So
is my guess. That's a hypothesis.
No, that's a great point, actually. So I'll say this: if that is the case, the pricing page that sits on the website should look, even if it looks a little bit clunky, is okay. With a Copilot, you can get around it. But the thing that sits inside, through inside the app, when you try to pay for the product, you're sent outside of the product.
Yeah, that's weird. That's really strange.
Just means that they haven't paid attention to monetization. They haven't talked to people like us, because we would not want that to happen ever, right? There should be a in-product pricing page.
Exactly.
And hopefully that's human friendly rather than like this sort of, honestly, I would create like a calculator. At this point, a calculator makes more sense.
I agree. Completely agree.
This many people I'm working with, and I don't understand. I don't know anything else. I need persistent database. Minimal. Tell me what option I have.
Yeah.
There.
Agreed.
This is the option. Go for it. You don't have to read through all of this if you don't want to. Yeah, you want to go read the whole thing? There it is.
There it is.
Details.
Yeah, I agree.
But I will say one thing that I was going to say is like, I never assumed that I would be coding at this point and actually building products. Honestly, I gave up that thing many years ago and I was like, I'm never going back to this thing again. But it's gotten so easy that I'm building and I actually enjoy it. I'm seeing it live at work, it's solving my problems, and I'm talking to my friends, and the things that actually make the most interest, like on my LinkedIn now, is like when I build and I put it out there, people are like, wow, you know. So what I'm saying is there'll be more people like me who are coming into this market.
Absolutely.
It's not just engineers who can read, oh, I need this much bandwidth and this much this thing and this much this thing. So you got to be ready for people like us, because it took me 3 days to upgrade because I was like, I don't know what I'm paying for.
Yeah, no, totally. Well, it's like you. I mean, it's similar to other things like installing OpenClaw on a Mac Mini or these different things. Like they're still fairly complicated tasks for most people to do.
Yeah.
But I totally agree with what you said, which is that it's becoming easier for anyone to just build. And I do think that, that's why the easier you can make it for people to like understand, like, well, not even to understand, the easier you can make it where that everything that happened in the back end, the database, the structure, the hosting, all that can be hidden and people can just like prompt and build over time. Whoever nails that the best, I think, wins a lot of these people, to your point, because people just want to build. They don't want to think about databases and different elements like that. No. And I think that's going to be the fascinating thing that happens in this space over time is some people are going to be more complicated. They're going to have engineering backgrounds like yourself, and they're going to be able to think systematically about all of that. Majority of people, they're not going to know the difference. And they're just going to be like, I just want to build an app that helps me know when my daughter went to bed every night over the last week so that I can track her sleep schedule, and I want it to work in 10 minutes, right? And for most people, that's the majority of what they need. And so I think we're at this interesting point now where a lot of the products are still being very much built for people in Silicon Valley, whereas I think over time that's going to change and it's going to be built for everyone more and more. So
yeah, I think the builders as a concept, I wouldn't call them engineers, only because
I agree. The only reason I say engineers still is because many of the tools still do require, in my opinion, some level of technical understanding. And I think when it's truly for builders, that's when it's like, we'll call it the equivalent of, I can go to the Home Depot. If I can go to the equivalent of the Home Depot to build my app, where I can go and it's like, here's the 5 items you need to build your product. It's these boards and these screws. That will be when I think we've really made it in terms of how much potential these different tools can unlock over time.
Agreed. But I think they've come a long way.
Honestly. Absolutely. No,
like,
absolutely.
I was on the fringe. I wasn't interested. I was like, I don't want to do this. And I've gotten to a place where I'm doing stuff. And to be honest, like, if I was building products or technology from like an eng perspective, I would have probably not even missed the part that I needed to have a persistent database even before like launching something. I would have not missed it, right? But I missed it because I haven't been doing this for a while now. It's been 2 decades since I wrote a piece of code. But it's all good though. It's all good. Yeah. Then the moment that happened, I go like, I get it. Oh, this is what is missing. Oh, we need a web server. Oh, I'm not paying for a web server. Get Apache. Get something that's free, like open source. Like, don't make me pay for stuff. Like, all good though. I am quite impressed with how far Claude Code came along.
Oh, absolutely. It's come very far.
All Claude Code, man. Everything I built is Claude Code. I do not know a word of Python. I do not know.
That's fine. That's how it's going, which is the crazy part. I mean, that's the amazing thing. Yeah.
Now I'm hearing a lot about Codex, but we'll worry about that later.
We'll worry about that later. Exactly. Yeah. Cool.
Well, thank you everyone for joining. I hope you learned a thing or two about monetization flows. I've been in growth, and just by making some changes that made life easy for people to pay when they're ready to pay, we were able to capture millions and millions of dollars in revenue. And that's happened to me. Hopefully that's happened to you also, Barron.
Yeah, I mean, like the reason we do these, just for everyone's knowledge, is these are products that we genuinely like using. Like Rana's using Render all the time, and it's, hey, you all could change this, and you'd actually probably have a better monetization strategy and a better product. And so, I think that's part of the fun of these, is both acknowledging when products are doing a really useful thing, and then also opportunities to improve. And not surprisingly, a lot of times it's around, like you said, monetization, checkout, those types of things.
Yep.
Yeah.
Well, we'll come back next time for doing another teardown of another great product. Hopefully the PMs are watching this, and hopefully they can go to their bosses and say, let's fix this. Or they can come to us and we can help you as well. All right. Bye, guys.
Bye, everyone.